Shall we start, Ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Uh, okay, so this is the program, example program. So I'm not declaring any access specifier here, but I'm declaring some data members int AB. Then I'm assigning some values to those members in main function. So how to assign the values, how to access the data members outside the class in main function, object name dot your data member. So obj dot A, obj dot B. So I can assign the values here 10 and 20. Then I want to print the values also here using cout statement. A is just we are printing the A. I'm using the slash in here to get the new line, and I'm printing the B value also, and I'm taking the get ch function to get the output here. Now try to compile this program. What we are getting? So we have a 4 errors. Let's see that one. What are the errors here? So obj dot a equal to 10. That obj dot a is not accessible. And obj dot b, I mean examples colon b is not accessible. And next undefined symbol a and undefined symbol b. So we are getting the errors like this. So why we are getting the errors here means, so these A and B variables means data members are by default private. If you are not defining any access specifier here, so those data members acts as a private. So in that case, we cannot access those members outside the class means main function. Already in previous session we discussed about public, private and protected. So public means we can access anywhere. Private means within the class. So within the class means this one, scope. So close the braces ending with the semicolon. So up to this part we can access the A and B variables or data members. And what is the protected here? Protected means within the class, if you are taking the inheritance concept, up to the child level class, we can access the data members. Now here I am taking the int AB as a private. I am not declaring any access specifier. By default it is a private. We cannot access those data members outside the class. Then how can we access the data members outside the class? Using public. So I am taking the public access specifier here. So public. So under public, I'm declaring the two data members. Then I'm assigning the values to those data members in main function, and I'm going to print the values. Now try to compile this program. Again, what is the error here? Undefined symbol A. So I'm not saving the program. First save the program. Save the program. Then compile it. Yes. So simply cannot access the A value directly. We need to use the obj dot A and obj dot B. So anyway, whether it is a public or private protector, so how to access the data members here? Object name dot data member. So obj dot A and obj dot B. Now try to compile this one. So we have a zero errors. Now try to run the program here. Now A is 10 and B is 10. Is this visible to you? Result?
Yes, ma'am.
A is 10 and B is 20. The result is that result is visible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So A is 10, B is 20. So this is the result when you are taking the access specifier that is public. Now, suppose I am declaring these data members under private. If you are not declaring anything, by default private, or if you want to declare under private, simply you can write the private keyword. Then how can we access these private data members outside the class? Can we access the private data members outside the class? Is this possible?
No.
No.
No,
So we
ma'am.
cannot access those data members outside the class. Why? Because those are the private data members. But I want to perform or I want to display the values of A and B after assigning some values. So in that case, you can take one member function. I'm taking the void display. I'm taking the void display here. Okay. Then I'm taking the, I want to erase this one. Why? Because these are the private now. I want to just delete these statements. I'm deleting this one. Now I'm creating the object example obj like simple previous one. So here I'm going to assign some values, or I want to read some values here. Okay, simply I'm taking the read. Now, so how can we assign the values to your private data members? Inside the class only you need to assign the values. That's it. There is no possibility to assign the values to your private data members outside the class. Only one possible. Within the class itself we need to assign the values here. So to or else you can assign the values here also. Simply int a equal to 10 and b equal to 20. Now using some display function, I'm going to display the values of a and b. So a is what is the value of a? Simply you can use the slash n, and I'm using the cout statement once again, and b value is b. Okay, now I'm closing the bracket. Now I'm setting the program. Now try to compile this one. We'll get some error. So what is the error? Now see this one. See the two errors. Cannot initialize a class member here. And the undefined symbol B. So what are the errors you are getting here? We cannot initialize the values in a class. You need to use the some data, member functions. Some compilers can support this one. In present compilers, this will be support. Suppose directly you can initialize the values at the declaration itself in the class. But some compilers will not support that at the initialization statement. You cannot, at the declaration statement, you cannot initialize the values to your data members. Okay. So that will be vary from one compiler to other compiler. Now this Turbo C++ cannot support that one. Why? Because it is an old compiler. At the declaration statement, we cannot initialize the values to your data members. So that is the error we are getting. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Guys, up to here only we have 35 members, but we have two sections, A and C sections. What is the strength of A class?
58, ma'am.
Yeah. What about the C section?
55, ma'am.
Then what is the strength of class now? We have only 35. So can you please inform to your friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, if it is the case, then
We are
they
sharing.
cannot, understand the concepts, ma'am. Why? Because it is a programming partner. So
Yes,
based
ma'am.
on this programming basic program, we are going to write the big programs. If they cannot understand this particular base program, they cannot write the big programs. Please inform to your friends immediately. Ask them to join the class. Okay?
Ma'am, we are
Now,
sharing the link in class, but after the lunch sections, in every class, the strength is in 30s or 40s only, ma'am. In every class, after the lunch.
why, ma? Why? Why?
Don't know, ma'am. We are sharing the link in the class groups. But
Yeah.
then from 2-3 days onwards, the strength is in 30s, 40s only.
Okay. I think they are exhausted. Okay, Shashank. Thank you for the information. Okay, we'll discuss this one now. Now, how to assign the values to your data members if it is a private. So now, listen carefully. Some compilers will support the initialization statement at the declaration statement itself. If you want to assign the values to your data members in the class, so it is possible present compilers. But come to the Turbo C++, it is the old compiler. It does not support the declaration statement at the initialization statement here. So for that, so how to read the values in that case? So we need to use the member function here. So I'm using some member function like read. I'm using the read now. Now how to assign the values to your data members? So I'm using the statement here, cout, cout. Just I'm asking the statement, enter the values. Enter the values. Okay. Now to read those values using cin object. Okay. So cout is used to display the display the statement onto the monitor, and cin is used to read the values from the keyboard. Okay. So cin, I'm taking the A and B. Just I'm closing that one. Okay. Now, so using this read function, I can read the values to your data members A and B here. Now, what the values you are going to read into the A, B, I want to see that values. So in that case, I want to take the one more function like display function. Display. So I'm using the cout statement. Cout. I'm taking A is, what is the A value? A. And next cout B is, I'm taking the B value. B is, what is the B value? So before that, I want to take the some slash n to get the new line between A and B. And I'm closing the display function also. Now can I access the members and so these are the A, B or the data members, and read, display or the member function. Now can I access these members? Why? Because here I'm taking the private. I'm taking the access specifier as a private. Can I access all these A, B, read, display functions in main function? Can I?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
No. Why? Because these are the private data members now. So can we access the private members outside the class?
No.
No,
No. So
ma'am.
No.
in that case, how can we access the members? So all these A, B, read function, display function, all under private I'm declaring. Under private I'm declaring the A, B, read, display function. We cannot access these private data members outside the class, means main function. Outside class means, so once the if you are closing the class with the semicolon, so the class will be closed up to here only. So you cannot access these data members outside the class. We cannot access these data members outside the class, whether it is main function or whatever. We cannot access those members. We cannot access those members outside the class. So in that case, I am declaring the data members under private only, but I am declaring the member function, that is read and public. I mean read and display under public. Okay, so I am declaring the data members under private, and I am declaring the member functions under public. Now what is this one? A, B or the private data members, and the read and display functions or the public member functions. So data members are private, but I am taking the member functions as a public. So here we can access these read and display function. We cannot access A and B outside the class, but we can access the read and display function outside the class. Means in main function we can access those. Now how to call these functions? So I'm creating the object here, example obj, and I want to access these read and display functions here. I want to access the read and display function. So how to call these read and display function? How to call the read and display function, or how to access the data members or member functions of a class? Using object name dot data member or object name dot member function. Then I want to call these read function using object obj dot read. Then obj dot display. I'm calling the two functions with the object. So this is the syntax to call the data members or member function. So this is the syntax. Object name dot, you can access the data member, or object name dot, you can access the member function. So I'm calling the read and display function using the obj, that is the object. Now I'm going to compile this program. Before that, I'm going to save this one. Save the program. Now compile that one. Now, so we don't have any errors. Why? Because I'm declaring the read and display functions under public. Now, try to run the program. Before that, I want to take the clear screen. I want to clear the previous program output. So I'm taking the CLR SCR, clear screen. CLR SCR is the clear screen function to clear the previous program outputs here. I want to see only this programming output. So I want to take the clear screen. Now try to compile the program and run the program. Now enter the values. Enter the values. I want to enter the values of A and B values here. 10, 20. What you are getting there? A is 10, B is 20. So you are reading the values into A and B data members like 10 and 20. I'm going to display those values simply. A is 10 and B is 20. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is the private and public. Now see here. I cannot access these A and B data members outside the class. Why? Because these are the private. But I can access these AB. See here, I am using AB here. I can use this AB within the class. Means this is the scope of the class. So scope of the, A and B data members. Up to here, I can use the AB anywhere. I can use the AB anywhere up to the class, within the class. I cannot access this AB outside the class. So within the class only, I am reading the values to your data members AB, and within the class only, I am going to display the values AB. So this is the public and private access specifier important. Now, you can declare all data members and member functions within the private access specifier. Under private access specifier, then we cannot access those members outside the class. You cannot declare all data members and all member function within the class as a private. So if you are declaring under private, you cannot access those members outside the class. Then what is the use to write the program? What is the use of the program? So can we get the output? No. Why? Because you are declaring all members under private. We cannot access those members outside the class. So we cannot access those members, or we cannot assign any values to your data members or member function. So what is the use of the program? So you can assign, you can write all the member function under private, but you need to access that one. For that, you need to take one public member function. So you can declare this here. Suppose I am taking this read function also under private. Read function also under private. Now all members, data members and member functions acts as a private. Why? Because I am taking the private access specifier. So what is the use of this program? No use. You cannot assign the values to your AB. Now try to compile this one. So better understand, I want to compile this program now. See here. You will get the errors. Why? Because now, see here, read is not accessible. Display is not accessible. Why? Because these read and display are private members. Private. Under private, I am declining these member function. So we cannot access this member function outside the class. But if you want to access all member functions or data members under private, at least one function must be a public, or one member function must be a public. This is the note point and it is the big point. Guys, please maintain the notes. When I am telling the program, please note that program into the notes here. And what is the output you are getting? Write that output also. And when I am telling the note point or key point, please note that also. And at some cases, at some day, I will ask your notes to show me in your online. So what is your notes, or you or writing the notes or not? So someday I will ask the notes. You want to show me the notes online. Okay. So it is better for you to understand. So what is the class is going on so and so date. So what is the topic? What is the content? So what is madam told that what is the concept of this particular topic? So please maintain the notes. Okay. And what is the key point here? If you want to access the private data members or member functions, at least one member function must be public. Then only the program is useful. Otherwise, it is simply waste. If you are declaring all data members and member function under private, you cannot access those members outside the class. So you cannot call the data members and member function outside the class. So it is a waste of writing the program. So to access the members, at least one member function must be a public. Now see this one. In this program, I am taking the int ab and read function under private, and I am taking the display function under public. So what is the previous program? I am declaring the AB as a private and read and display as a public. Now I am taking the AB and read function also under private, and I am taking one display function under public. Okay. Now try to compile this program. Again, we'll get some error. Now see this one error. What is this one? Example read is not accessible. So previous program we are getting the two errors. What are those? Read is not accessible, display is not accessible. But in this program we are getting only one error. Read is not accessible. Why? Because I'm declaring the display under public. Means you can access that display function here. But when you are taking the obj.read function, we cannot access this one. Why? Because I'm declaring the read function under private here. So in that case, how can we access that one? Okay, it is also one big point. It is like an interview point. Suppose if I am taking the read function under private and display function under public, can I access the read function? So this is an interview question. Okay, listen carefully. I am taking the read function under private and display function under public. Of course, we can access the display function. Why? Because it is a public. But can I access the read function? Can I access the read function? How to call the read function? How to access the read function? So I want to execute the read functional statements. So how to execute that read functional statements? Now, so how to execute that one? Now listen carefully. So we cannot access this read function outside the class. So I'm going to delete this statement. I cannot access this one. So simply I'm deleting this one. But how can I access? How can I call that particular read function? Now come to this program. In display function, I can call the read function. Display function. In display function, I can call the private member function, that is the read function. Why? Because it is within the class only. This is up to this within the class. I can access the private members anywhere. Within the class, I can access the data members or member functions anywhere. So I am calling this read private member function in display function. Simply read. Just write that function name. That's it. Read. Okay. Now compile this program. Now we don't have any errors. Why? Because in main function, just I'm calling only display function. See this one. In the main function, I'm calling only display function, not the read function. But I can access the read function. So where can I access the read function? Within the class, within the display function definition, I can write the, I can call the read private function. Okay, so this is the concept. So we don't have any errors here. Now try to run the program now. I want to clear the output here, previous output. I want to take the clear screen here. CLR, SCR, clear screen. Now try to compile. Sorry, I want to use the CLR, SCR. I'm taking the CLE here. CLR, SCR. Yes, I want to save this one. Compile the program. We don't have any errors. Now try to run the program. Enter the values. I'm taking the enter the values. I'm taking A value as 10, B value as 20 again. Now you can see that one. A is 10, B is 20. Okay, so we are getting the values. We can assign the values and we can display the values also. So we are reading the values into the A and B using read function, and we are going to display the values using display function. So like this, we can access the private member function within the class in the other definition function, member function definition. Okay, so this is the key point here. Suppose if you are declaring some member function under private, can we access those? Yes, it is possible. How it is possible? I want to take one public member function and call all those private member function in a public member function, and you can call that public member function in a main function. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. Now you can see this one. In Turbo C++, you can trace out the program also. That is the one advantage of Turbo C++. Means how the program will be executed. So what is the starting line to execute the program? Then what is the second line? What is the third line? What is the control of programming using Turbo C++? Now you have a F7 in a keyboard. You have a functional key F7. Just I'm pressing the F7. So see the screen carefully. I'm pressing the F7 now. So you are getting the blue screen. So where you are getting the blue line? So where you are getting the blue line?
On main function.
Void main.
Yeah, main function. Yes, main function. Even though you are writing the class before the main, you have a first class program, then you have a main function. But after, in that case also, the function, programming execution start from main function itself. Okay. Now again, I'm pressing the F7. Now see that line. So where it is going? Next, it is going to the clear screen. So first, it is going to clear the previous programming outputs. Then what is the next line? I'm going to press again F7. So where it is going there? obj.display. So when you are taking the example obj, directly it is taking the declaration. Then what is the next statement? obj.display. So I'm calling the display function using obj. Then again I'm pressing the F7. Now see carefully. So where it is going? Where it is going?
Display function.
Display function definition. It is going to the display function definition. So that is in the class. So it is going to the display function definition. Now again I'm pressing the F7. Now the display functions will be functional statements will be executed. So what is the first statement in the display function? What is the first statement in the display function? Yes, anyone? So what is the first statement? What is the first line in the display function?
Read statement.
Read.
Yeah, read function. I am calling the read function in display. Now see this one. The control is going to the read statement. Now I am calling the read function. Now the control is going to the which statement?
Main function.
Enter the value.
No, it is going to the read function definition. Why? Because here I am calling the read function now. Read open parenthesis and close parenthesis. What is the first statement in the display function? I am calling the read function. So when I am calling the read function, it is going to the read function definition. Now see that one. I am pressing the F7 now. It is going to the read function definition. When you are calling the read function, it is going to the read function definition. When you are calling display function, it is going to the display function definition. So in display, so what is the first statement here? A read function. So first it is going to the read function definition. Now again pressing the F7. So now the read function statements will be executed. So what is the statement? Enter the values. So again I'm pressing the F7. It is going to the black screen. First it will take the, now see this one. All these statements will be executed. Now the scene statement will be executed. So after scene statement it is going to the black screen. Now here I want to enter the values 10 and 20. So again you are coming back to the programming blue screen. Now see the blue liner. So it is at the end of the read function. Now once you take the end of the read function, again it is going to the which statement? Can you tell me the control is going to the which statement now?
Display. Cout.
Yes, display function. Why? Because we are calling the read function in display. So it is going to read function definition, execute all the statement. After completion of that one, again come back to the display function. Okay, so I'm pressing the F7 again. So it is come back to the display function. Now what is the statement will be executed? A value will be executed. A value, cout statement will be executed. So again, these is all built-in functions will be executed when you're pressing the F7. Then again I'm pressing the F7. Now the cout B function, B statement will be executed. Again it is going to the all built-in functions, that is iostream header file functions. Now it is going to the closing end of the display function. Now once you place the F7 again, so where it is going now?
Main function.
Main function. Why? Because we are calling display function from main function. So after execution of the display function, again come back to the main function. Then it will execute the getch function. Now press F7. Now we'll get the output here. A is 10, B is 20. So like this, you can trace out the program. So after which statement, so how the execution will be starts, so where the execution will be starts. So after execution of one line, where it is going, when you are calling the number of functions here, so how the control is going to the different functions. So you can trace out that using the F7 functional key in the keyboard in a Turbo C++ compiler. Okay, so that is a advantage. So you can see that one how to compile a program like that. Okay. Now, so this is the public and private member functions. Now, I want to take the protected members here. I want to delete all these ones simply. I'm deleting this one. I'm deleting this one. So, instead of private here, I'm taking the protected. Okay, I'm taking the protected. Now, and delete this also. Now, here I want to access the data members obj.a equal to 10. Then obj.b equal to 20. Now can I access these members? I'm declaring now I'm taking the data members under protected access specifier. Now I want to assign the values to these data members in main function like obj.a and obj.b. I'm assigning some values 10 and 20 to the AB. Now tell me, can I access AB outside the in main function? Can I access the protected data members in main function?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Answer is yes?
Yes.
No. Answer is no. We cannot access the protected data members. Now, so what I said in the previous class, public means anywhere we can access the data members. And private means within the class we can access the members. And what about protected? It is acts like a public and private. It is like a mediator. It is not totally public. It is not totally private. But come to this program, up to this program, the protected members acts like a private. Okay, now try to compile this program. We'll get some errors, two errors. So what are those? obj.a and obj.b. Example, colon A is not accessible and B is not accessible. Why? Because here the protected members acts like a private. If you are not using any inheritance concept, just I'm writing only simple class program, only one class program. In that case, these protected data members acts like a private. We cannot access those members outside the class. Is this clear? In previous class, that's only I have said that one. So within the class, you can access the protected members, and in derived class, you can access the members. Outside class, we cannot access the members. So that is the protected members. So within the class and in a child class, we can access this one. But we don't have any child class here. So in main function means main is outside class only. So in outside class, main function, we cannot access the private as well as the protected data members. Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm getting answers from only 2-3 people. What about remaining? Is this clear, everyone, or not? What about Manasa, Vamshi, Shreya? Sai Charita. Yeah, okay. At least you need to give the response in a chat box. But I want why because I want to know whether you are understanding the programming part or not. Why because this is that we have a lab part also. So if you can understand this one easily, we can understand the big programs. If you are not understand this one, so it is a complicated one. So just respond to my answers whether you are understanding or not. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Tejasvi. Thank you, Bani, Mahija, Amrin, Charita.
Ma'am,
Yeah. Let's tell
yes,
me.
projector is applicable for inheritance concept, ma'am.
Yeah, protected is applicable in inheritance concept. Now see here in this I'm using only one class now. What is my class name here? Example. So in if you are using only one class and if you are taking the data members under protected and those acts like a private only. We cannot access those members outside the class main function. But when you are taking the inheritance concept, so what is the inheritance? You can acquire some properties from the other class. So we have two classes are there, minimum two classes in the inheritance concept. So in base class, you are declaring some members. In child class, I want to access the base class members. So in that case, if you are taking the protected member, you can derive these protected members in the child class. We can access the protected members in the child class, but we cannot access the protected members outside the class main function. Main is outside the class only. Main function we cannot access the private and protected members. Only public members can be accessed, but we cannot access the private and protected members. Okay, or you can I will show the what I will show you the previous PPT to better understand. I think you missed that one, so that's why you are asking that question. So madam, whether it is accessible or not, I will show you the concept here. This is the diagram. You can see this one. Public means in base class, in subclass, in outside class also we can access the members. So base class we can access the member, in a subclass we can access the members, outside class also we can access the members. And what about the next private here? In base class only we can access. Subclass we cannot access. And outside class also we cannot access the members. Okay, you can see the red color and green color. Green color means we can access. Red color means we cannot access. Now come to the protected. So what is the protected here? Base class we can access. Subclass also we can access. And come to the outside class we cannot access the members. So that is the public, private, and protected members. Differences. So in public means anywhere, whether it in the base class, subclass, or outside class, we can access. But come to the private here, within the class, base class only we can access. Outside class and subclass we cannot access. And come to the protected members here, subclass and base class we can access, but outside class we cannot access that one. So public protected is like a private only. Now you can see this one. Outside class we cannot access. Outside class we cannot access. And come to the protected and public members. In base class and subclass we can access those members. So that's why I'm saying that protected is like a acts like between public and private. Outside class we cannot access, but in a subclass we can access that one. So that is the public, private, and protected. Is this clear, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is about the public, private, and protected access specifiers with the programming, simple programming. I'm explaining only simple program, not the complicated one. Because you need to understand what is public, private, and protected members first. Then we'll go to the big programs here. Okay. Now I want to give some assignment here. I think already in previous class I have assigned some assignment. What is the assignment? Previous class I have given some assignment. No one is responding now. If I'm asking the assignment, no one is responding. So previous section I have asked some write the program using public access specifier. Take the rule number, name, and marks, and calculate the average. Like that, I have asked some question,
Yes, ma'am.
but no. Did anyone complete that one? Yes. Then you need to share the screen now. Okay, we'll do this one. We'll do one thing. Shall we create the? Can I create the WhatsApp group for A and C sections?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So in that case, you can do the program like already in previous already Suresh created one WhatsApp group for the all the sections, but now we have deviated from the B and D sections. We have only A and C sections now. So I can create the WhatsApp group for the A and C sections. So in that group, you can share your WhatsApp output. Okay, you can share your output through WhatsApp. Okay. Now today assignment is I want to take the assignment now for the public, private, and protected. Okay, so take the in this one class, take public member, private member, and protected members. All you need to take the all access specifier. So take some public data members, take some private data members, or take some protected data members. Or you can take the member function also, read and display function or print function like that. You can take the member function also. So at last, I want to access all private members, protected members, and public members, either within the class or outside the class. So simply, if you are taking the private within the class only, you need to assign the values. If you are taking the protected also within the class only, you need to assign the values. But when you are taking the public outside class also, we can assign the values. Now, my assignment question is in a one class, take three different access specifiers and declare the data members under these different access specifiers and access the private members, public members, and protected members. And write that program, simple program, just A, B values. Take the A, B values, C, D values, D, E values like that, and read the values to those members and display the values. That's it. Is it possible to write the program?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any complicated one?
No, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, good. Now, I will create the group. I want to take the CR memo. Who is the CR? Who is the CR? For A and B, C sections, who is the CR?
For C-section, Shreya Reddy, Rishita Vyas.
Shreya Reddy. Yes? Shreya Reddy, C section. So what's the number? I will share the number. So can you, okay. Can I share the screen? Shreya Reddy, what's the number? Shreya Reddy?
ma'am.
Yeah, phone number. Can I ask like that or
938.
personally I can ask the number?
Ma'am?
Can I ask the number openly or
No problem, ma'am.
yeah, tell me the number now.
938
938
11
11
70
70
728.
728. What about A section?
C section.
Okay, A section CR.
Jeevan and Bhavana, ma'am.
Okay, one number. I need one number. Jeevan or Bhavana? Who is going to take care about that? Jeevan. Who is
Not there in
Jeevan?
class.
Jeevan
939
939
024
024
2485.
248. Yes. I think
2485.
one more number.
5.
5.
Yeah.
Is this correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So I'll share the link to this CRs, Shriya Reddy and Jeevan. Please join in the group and do the programs and share your screen. And here I'm going to take one Excel sheet for A and C section. If you are sharing the screen in WhatsApp after completion of your program, if you are sharing the output, then I'll put that rule number in Excel sheet as he is submit or he or she is going submitted the assignment, and I'm assigning the some values. I mean assign some marks. If anybody is not sharing the screen, I mean if you're not any doing the assignments, so in that case I can assign the assignment marks as a 0 simply. That's it. Why? Because it is online, we don't have a offline class here. So simply write the program, share your output screen here. Now don't copy your screens, this one also. Yes, definitely I'll check that one. So don't copy your screen. If you copy that one, simply you're not understanding the concept. Just I can understand that you're not understanding any concepts here. So if you want to know the thing actually, so do your own. Type the program. So learn the concepts. Yes.
Ma'am, number 7 to 4, ma'am.
7 to 4. Where? Last one. 7 to 4. Is this correct, Shriya Reddy? Now?
Yeah, correct, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So I will create the group and share the link to these people. Please join in the WhatsApp group and share your screen after completion of your program. I want to take those members. I want to assign some marks to those members. If anybody submitted, then I will assign the marks to those members only. If anybody is not submitted, simply I am taking the 0 marks for those people. Okay, why? Because I'm giving only small programs, whether you are understanding the programming part or not. If you are not doing that one, so it is a complicated for you. Why? Because we have a lab program also. We have it is only 10 lines program. Just now I have I shown that it is only 10 lines program. But come to the next 2 units, we have a page programs. We have number of page programs. So you need to understand those number of lines program. So can you understand that one? So if you know the basic concepts only, okay?
When we have to submit?
Ma?
When we have to submit, ma'am?
Means today or tomorrow. That's it. Only we have only 2 days. Before tomorrow's class timings, you need to submit the assignment. Before tomorrow's class timing, you need to submit the assignment. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah, okay, ma. Okay, now you can leave the class. Is this clear now? You can concept public, private, and protected.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay, ma. Okay, thank you, thank you. You can leave the class, and I'll create the WhatsApp group link, and I will share to the Shriya Reddy and Jeevan Reddy. Jeevan.
Jeevana, ma'am.
Yeah, Jeevana. Okay, okay, Jeevana. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, do we have any lab in coming days, ma'am? Because Sarita ma'am said that from September 1st we are going to have labs.
Yes, yes. From September 1st onwards, we have a lab session. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
So if you know, suppose if you are listening the theory part, then only you can do the programming part. If it is not like that, it is a complicated one. Why? Because I'm going to explain the theory part as well as the how to write the program in a theory section. Then it will be easy to do the lab program. If it is not like that, directly you cannot go to the programming part in a lab session. So it is a complicated one. So first listen the theory class. So I will explain the theory part as well as the programming part in the theory class. So how to write the program, what are the statements, how to use those statements in the programming. So in that case, you can easily understand that one, and you can write the lab program also. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Shashank. Thank you.